Hey, what's going on, guys? Joe here, coming at you today from Town Hall 11. We're going to take a look at the BOWITCH Queen Walk 3-star attack strategy. 15 total 3-star attacks in A-Team, this most recent A-Team war. 15 Town Hall 11 3-stars in this war. On the opposite side, 11 of those. So there's some different strategies going on there. I'll go back and record those later on, and we'll take a look at those strategies. But today we're going to take a look at the BOWITCH Queen Walk. It is probably the most used attack strategy in this war for 3-stars. I've showed it in previous videos before. What I'm going to do here after this replay is go into some more detailed content on why the attack strategy was actually successful. Right here, he's using a balloon to scout for the seeking air mines to stop the healers, to shut down the healers. That was the intent of that balloon. If you guys are not aware of that, going in directly into the location where all of the air defenses were on the opposite side of the base. That seems to be a little bit of a trend over and over and over throughout the attacks in this video, is these bases where there is a split with air defenses on one side and wizard towers on the opposite side. The queen charge or queen walk being on one side, most of the time on the opposite side of the air defenses, and then the queen walk will only take out about 15% of the base before being tied into the bowlers and witches. So our queen is walking around. Our attacker here is pre-staging the jumps. The first jump, not even wasting their time with wall breakers, dropping the golem and starting with the witches on the opposite flank to set the funnel on the other side. That way our bowlers don't walk around, they actually all go into the base. That's really the intent here. And so once those healers lock on or move into the location where the golem's at, they will lock onto that golem and kind of take over and heal up the golem. Now currently the queen is working on the clan castle troops, but in the other replays it seems to be a little bit of a trend when it comes to the queen losing the healers switching over to the golem and tanking up or healing up that golem as it moves through the base. Now there is another jump spell pre-stage. The bowlers will get distracted taking on the bomb tower there, and then up on the north side of the base you have the witches and a few bowlers working on the outer flanks with the trash ring structures, as well as working on structures on the inside of the base. Now our bowlers are going to hit another rage spell. Barbarian King is going to be triggered there, and they're going to power through the opposite side of the base. Now with the reach of the bowlers, as most of you guys know at Town Hall 11, it's pretty devastating if all of the defenses or structures are stacked on top of each other. So right now Queen's ability is used, and the healers, they're working on healing that queen back up. At this point though, you got what, a cannon and a Tesla, so I mean it's all clean up at this point. So really we're gonna go from here. We're gonna take a look at probably 2 or 3 other replays and kind of justify exactly the steps that are being taken in order for this attack strategy to be successful. You're gonna get a high percentage 2-star, if not a 3-star, by using this strat, guys. Alright, so the bases that are in this video are anti-3-star bases, meaning that the town halls are offset for Town Hall 11. Identify the Inferno Towers. The air defenses are all up on the north side, like I said in the previous display. We were discussing that a moment ago. Eagle Artillery and the Clan Castle troops are centralized on this base, as well as the Archer Queen. Now, the common trend that I've seen here is with the Archer Queen, or the Queen Walk, you want to tie the Queen Walk into the bowlers. Now let's take a look at what's happening here. So our baby dragon is used there to kind of tank for our queen, identifying, or the possibility of identifying, a seeking air mine for the healers. Want to keep the healers alive there. And also the baby dragon was able to take out that army camp, which is 5 tiles, and that's going to cause your queen to push towards the 3 o'clock of the base here. Queen's going to take out the Grand Warden, and then she's going to maneuver all the way up towards the 3 o'clock. A jump spell is going to be used instead of wall breakers due to the fact that that Inferno Tower is within range, and it will chew through wall breakers, especially with that Wizard Tower sitting there as well. Alright, so now as you notice, the queen is going to tie into the bowlers and the witches. Now the bowlers will get a couple of bounces there to take out this army camp over here, as well as that builder's hut, and then everything's going to maneuver into the base. Now you notice that our troops are moving in on one Inferno Tower at a time. They're not trying to take on too much of the base or take on both Inferno Towers on these types of bases. They are going into one Inferno Tower, and then they're kind of driving through the rest of the base with the addition of another jump spell and a rage spell. Now the group of bowlers that moved up there in the north will get picked off by the point defenses, And now the group down here in the south, is absolutely devastating. They're all grouped up. There's probably about 10 to 15 bowlers there, and they are powering through. They blow through that wall while the queen is back behind, just kind of picking off structures that the bowlers missed. Now, as our bowlers, I mean, realistically, at this point in the raid, it's really kind of a bit of fingers crossed on whether it's actually going to turn into a 3-star or not. Regardless, though, I mean, a very solid 2-star here by Tornik so far. This is a fresh hit, by the way, if I didn't mention that already. This was a fresh 3-star by Tornik the Evil. As the bowlers maneuver around, all you got left here is an Expo, air defenses, and looks like 2 cannons and an archer tower. So with the amount of bowlers here, they will be able to clean up, power through, and take down defenses with, you know, basically their first launch of the amount of boulders that are coming into the base on from that amount of bowlers. I think there's probably about 10 bowlers. I'm not really sure. I didn't zoom in and actually count them. I'm sure somebody will that's watching the video. But anyways, the queen is going to cut through this wall, and she's going to come up on the backside, taking down this Expo, as well as, yeah, finish up with the Expo on the back end there. So that's your first 3-star. That was a fresh 3-star. Now let's go ahead and move into our second attack and plan the next attack. All right, so let's identify those air defenses. Now, 2 are up at the 12 o'clock, 1 is about the 1 o'clock, and then 1 is over at about the 9 o'clock. So all the air defenses staged up top. So the queen walk is going to actually start down here in the south side and clear out all these structures and tie into this little junction area where you could place a jump spell right here where the wizard tower sits and open up the entire base to the bowlers. Now, it's really kind of cut and dry once you see this. The queen's going to start down here in the south side. The Grand Warden's going to go with her and assist her through this location where there are 3 archer towers, 3-point defenses versus the queen. Could cause her a little bit of issues. Baby Dragon's going to be used there on the elixir pump and the dark barracks, and then the Baby Dragon's going to go into that archer tower. So what this is doing is causing that queen to walk towards the town hall. That's exactly what Noah here wants to happen. Our rage spell is used there for the Barbarian King versus the queen. You know, the Barbarian King will punk a queen out if you let him. And that queen will work her way around through the town hall. She will turn the corner and continue her walk into this area. Now, on the opposite side over here, about the 9 o'clock side of the base, next to this army camp over here, the witches will be dropped, as well as a few bowlers to clear out the army camp, as well as that mortar. And a little bit of timing here. You got to let this happen first. Drop a few bowlers. Witches will stay on the outside, and they will clear the structures on the outside of the base. Now, the bulk of the troops, the golem from the clan castle, and the rest of the bowlers will be dropped, and they will funnel directly into this channel where the jump spell sits, and it will all just kind of pile into the base. Now, this is just really a massive group of bowlers, and they will just drop the gusto in the core of this base. Another jump spell is going to be dropped in the core there to open up and grant more access to about 3 or 4 different compartments there. Our bowlers will split off from the archer queen. The healers have switched their healing ability, their healing effects there, over to the golem. Like I said in the previous replay or at the beginning of the video, this seems to happen quite often with the healers. Once they tie in to the golem takes the blunt end of the force from the defenses, and they will end up going and switching their healing abilities over to that golem, which ends up turning into a standardized tank for the archer queen to just kind of follow up at this point and follow that golem through, picking off defenses as time goes on. The Barbarian King is also there walking with the golem and picking off more defenses. Now, we are kind of losing healer coverage a little bit there, or strength from the healers at that final air defense, but once it drops, all of our bowlers, you notice that all the bowlers are gone. They all died at the hand of the point defenses and the Inferno Towers, and really at this point it's all hero level, guys. Hero levels matter at Town Hall 11. Well, they matter at every Town Hall level, but especially at this level, if you're trying to 3-star Town Hall 11s, you need the heroes to do this. But anyways, we're going to wrap this video up, guys. Can't really get any more in-depth on this one. This is about the extent of what we're looking like. Smash that like button, guys. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, guys, and practice this thing. It's possible you can 3-star. Thanks for watching, guys.